Might take a few minutes for everybody to figure out where I'm at. I don't understand why it will not work when I set it up in the schedule. I do not understand. And nobody's finding me. Anybody out there? Pistol Pete! There is anybody out there? Yes. Oh, okay. Everybody's finding me now. I don't know what goes on. I scheduled the damn thing and then it doesn't want me to go in. I was trying to text Shane or something to tell them all to come over here. I'm sorry. Do y'all hear me fine? Hey, George. Slot Car Hub. HSF. I already said hi to Pistol Pete. The Fingers. I thought you were going to watch the debate. I can put a debate on if you'd like. Do y'all really want to watch the presidential debate? Do we really? Never mind. I'm not going to get into politics tonight. Sorry. Break the rules. Oh, he'll be on at 8. So I got an hour for you before you depart me. I'm waiting for a few other people to get in here before I start anything, but trying to say hi to everybody. How's everybody doing this evening? It was a little nicer here today. It was hot, but it didn't have the humidity it's been the last few days. We'd all get 30 minutes time out if we did that. Right. Hey, Shane. Hey, Chris P. Sorry, guys. I don't know why when I schedule it, it says it's on the mobile and the mobile won't turn on or whatever. So I still got to figure this out. I'm glad everybody's coming over this way now. I don't see Slot Car of Atlanta yet, but he was busy at the same time. Oh, really? Yeah, we had low humidity because we had that storm come through yesterday, but you still had the humidity up there, the Fingers? Hey, real quick, I got another digital chip in for my Golf Porsche. That was the highlight of my day. Oh, it was what you were in Indiana today. Where about? Anyway. Yeah, it was just nicer. Like Tuesday, I was wiped. I was trying to stay up for Marty's thing, and I ended up going to bed, and that was the end of it. So up north, Sherryville. Am I saying that right? I don't even know where that is, but up north, right? Not up there near Gary, Indiana, is it? That's a terrible place. If you're from Gary, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm wearing my new shirt that I got for Father's Day. If anybody can see it, here, I'll stand up. Yeah, aim with the camera right. I need to put some sunglasses on him, right? Is that the way I should do it? Yeah, southeast of Gary. Okay, okay. Yeah, I got that and that little flashing light you see behind me. It's just the one of the layer things it does, but uh, I didn't know where to put it. I decided to put it there, and my wife's like, She goes, you should leave that one there. I'll get you a bigger one for your slot car room. And I'm like, okay, we can do that. So I said, I'd like to have it over there with my other neon light and kind of flash things around. But so what's been going on in the world? Well, I've watched a lot of channels today and yesterday, trying to catch up with everything. Yeah. And as you know, I usually stay out of other channels' businesses, but you know what? I have something to say about all that of what happened the other night. No, I don't. We're just gonna have some fun. That's all we're gonna do. You guys seen I finished that garage. I still have the if I can block it. I still got this to go. Bring it a little closer. But I started working on one of the other buildings that that my wife had built. I primered it today so I can start painting it its colors because I'm planning to use some white in it or a lot of white in it, and white does not go well with those. It seems to suck it all into the wood. So, but I imagine most of you are interested in my Cobra car. Let's see if I can bring that over here in a little bit. We'll see. Take a look at this thing. I haven't done a whole lot. I've been busy with other things. As you've seen, I worked on the garage. So, kind of shorten it down. Let me see here. This camera thing sucks. Don't get one off Amazon. You get what you pay for. I know somebody else said that earlier today too. I don't have enough light on this thing. A little brighter. Sorry, guys. I thought I had it prepared. Is that as bright as it's going to go? Well, that's crazy. So, we'll just bring it a little closer in this way. As you can see my primer on it. That's the hood here. I've been having trouble getting the hood scoop to stay on it. And I still got to put the single, because if you remember on the car, it's a double. So I still got to get a piece in here and primer it before I can do any paint on this. But I'm doing it separate because I know I got to glue it in here, but I didn't want to have edges in here when I went to paint it, and you'd see it in the car. I know it's racing around the track. You can't see the imperfections, but there's going to be imperfections. But basically I'm trying to. So I had this. This is how I primered it. That's how the motor sets in there. I painted this the same color as this car. Has 3 coats, and then I haven't wired the motor up yet. I'm not at the part where I'm ready for the car to run yet. But my camera. Let me see if I got a better one than this. Is that better? Make it a little easier to watch. I don't know if my mic will reach up. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. But I had it set up where, but I'm worried because I don't have a lot of playroom with the tires. I may have to get a different set of wheels. Because there's play here, but there with these, when I glued these on, it took away any extra space I have in the back wheel. So I almost have to have it on there perfect, or it's going to rub. And like I said, I already got it all the way to the chassis frame going here. So I can't go any further in unless I cut this out and shorten it up. But then I have no way to attach it. Unless, George, you know something I could do. But I think I'm just going to run with it that way and see where it goes. But I've got it put together, so I can't say it's not going to be in a good place. So, but that's kind of where I'm at. I did have it primered. I meant to put pictures up of that before I showed this video, or came live. But that's where it's going. So it kind of is. You're kind of getting. Let me see if I can get a good picture of this here. It's kind of getting that view of the Cobra car. Of course, now I got it floating all over the place. No, it's not any proxy car. This is just a car for my own track. I don't have the 3 cars for the land barge or anything like that. But I kind of caught on to it a little too late, and well, not really too late. I just didn't have the time to add it into what I'm already doing, so I just kind of went that direction. But anyway, I don't know what y'all think about that. Let me see what everybody's saying here. Now I got to do this again. That's not how this is supposed to go. There we go. Any better? All right. Let's see here. No, my son's joined me. Hi, Cameron. How you doing, buddy? Is it looking good? Welcome to my first live. Let's see here. Not done until you're happy. Well, I'm having a good time with it, but I'm being patient with it. I really want it to turn out really well. I don't want it to look like a secondhand job. So, hey, Shotgun, how you doing? Let's see, Mac. How you doing, Mac? Frank W. I got to catch up on some people here. Yes, it's the Cobra car from the movie, George. And it looks good to a blind man on a fast horse. You might be right. Yeah, but I'm one of those people, when I make something and I know the flaws, I can be the only one that knows the flaws, but it upsets me because there's flaws in it. And I'm afraid everybody will see them. So I'm trying to do my best not to have those. That's why that 55 I built for the 132 last year didn't go through, because the paint job kind of messed up with the tape, like Marty was talking about the other day. I put the tape on too soon. Now this one's been painted for 3 days now. The primer had been on there for about 5 days before I painted it. There's 3 coats of primer on it, and then there's 3 coats of paint on it. I haven't done I still got to put the satin shine on it, or satin. Yeah, that's it, over the top of it to bring down the shine on the paint itself. And that light is really bright. Does that help, guys? Sorry. Yeah, I got the rear wheel covers on, and I actually liked them, but I had to look at pictures, because when you're looking at it, here you ain't gonna be able to see it very well in here. Yeah, that's why I should do it in the light, right? You can see there's get over here, get my finger to work with me. This edge is kind of got an angle on it. There we go. And then this part goes down, so I had to look at it to make sure that was how it went on the car. And then, of course, I had to glue it on. I glued it on after the paint, because I painted these separate from the body, and then glued it on the unpainted part that was going on the. And I used a toothpick to put the glue on, so it didn't basically push out from the side of it and show white all over my car. You can see, well, there's a little bit on the hood. I did the same thing, but it kind of slid when I was putting it on the hood, and the hood actually popped off once. I think if it does it again, I'm going to have to take my heat gun to the hood scoop and make it flex just a little bit downward on each side, so it'll hold in place. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Everybody's saying hi again. Okay. We all know our flaws. You're right, the fingers. Just like the garage, a lot of people were saying how great it looked, and I was like, yeah, well, I know where the flaws are, so I don't look at it the same way as everybody else does. But overall, I was really happy to do that. It was, I just sat down Saturday morning at 5:30 in the morning. I just started going at it, and about 1:30 in the morning, I finally called it quits for the night, and because I got it to the point where actually I had it almost basically done, other than just a few things, and then I got back up at 7, something like that, and started at it again, and then I was actually talking to Shane, and he said something about you can't put it up until you got the lights in it, and I'm like, huh. Well, I pondered on it for a while, and I go, well, I can get those lights in tonight. So, sorry, shotgun. I don't know why I didn't send you the pictures. I usually do. Let's see the garage. I'd have to take you in the other room for that. It did not fit where I wanted it to go, so I have to move some buildings around. And maybe you know my track. I don't know if I can get us in there or not because I can't see on my PC in there. So I'll get a video out of that sometime, maybe Sunday or something. I was going to show you some things I'm doing in there because right now it's a mess and I don't really want to show it. It's kind of embarrassing. No, it don't. I got a dehumidifier, just for the house, and I had it. I painted in my service hallway back here, and it's got vent to that door because the window's broke on it, and I've got a piece of board over it, so I just opened it up, painted it, and had the dehumidifier in that room, and I closed slid the door shut on it, so it helped dry a little faster, but yeah, it still took a while. The humidity is ridiculous. Oh, you like my new neon light? Yay! That one's kind of bright. It's got a remote, so I can get it up to 100. That's 100%. You can't even tell what it says at that point. Best view is 10%. But then if you put it in mode, it does whatever it wants to do. Let's see here. It's got I think it's 16 different modes, or maybe it's 10. But I really like it. It's just kind of puts a little glow out here. That one's not so bad, right? My wife ordered it. She got it from China. I don't know how much she spent or anything, but she said that she can get me more of them and get me some bigger ones, so I could ask her and maybe get that information out to you guys. But I thought it was really cool. I wasn't expecting it at all. Of course, that's how it always works. Usually, she gives me sappy things with the kids and stuff like that because we don't really. It's always the theory is, well, I'm not her dad and she's not my mom, so we don't really celebrate. But we usually try to do something. But I think everybody needs one shotgun. What did Shane say up here? Because I'm seeing the laugh on it. Hey Gary, how you doing? Don't give me the ideas. What did you say? I don't even see it. I don't know how Marty feels trying to catch up on things. I don't even see it. Must have been. Oh, there it is. Yeah, strip club mode. That's a great idea. There's not enough of those on anybody's layouts, right? Unless you know Tara. No, I was expecting. I was hoping maybe my Ferrari Thunderslot Ferrari would come in today, even though everybody's probably getting tired of seeing it. I don't know if anybody else got theirs. I ordered mine from Slot Car Corner, and funny George, because I actually am looking at a Beetlejuice. I could print them on my filament printer, but they have one that I think is done with the resin, and it's like $20 a character. That's originally why I bought the filament printer, was to make people, but it doesn't do a very good job on 1/32. But they have a Beetlejuice, and he's sitting on his gravestone, and he's just sitting there like this. You got to paint him, of course. Maybe you need a Beetlejuice. A red light district, yes. Well, my whole layout's kind of a red light district because it's Santa Christmas world. So I even bought a model car. Well, it's a die cast of a. Give me a second. 1949. God bless it. Give me a second. 1949. Yeah, it's a famous car, usually used by limos and stuff. They only made so many of them. It was when they were first made. God bless it. I've even said it before. It's a Wraith. Well, who makes the Wraith? They got the new Wraith, but I bought a 1949 based off the. Jesus, I'll just shut up now. Well, Santa does love strippers, you know. Santa's Hooters. That's what I should call it, right? I don't know if women are watching right now. Yeah, Santa's Hooters. That's a good name right there. Little elf strippers. Yeah. Those of you who like the midgets. I didn't say that. Oh, that was political. Or not political offensive. Well, Chad, you're going to come over here and help me with that. Little pocket strippers. When you ain't got time, take the little pocket stripper with you on a ride. Now, candy strippers, that's a whole different thing. You know, you'd have to build a hospital for something like that. You think there's a video about that, Ted? Right, shotgun. Yeah, you've never seen them, of course. Oh, man. See, this channel, just like I said, it's called No Reason. We came up with that the first time I went live, and it's just basically kind of like what Dave Slaughter said. You know, it's just a channel for everybody to get together and chit chat, and every once in a while I'll bring something up I got going on. But I didn't do one last week. Is it better for me to do this every week on Thursdays, or is it better just doing the every 2 weeks? What do you guys think? I'll get your opinion since I got most of you here. Dad's dying. Well, you know, I didn't want to jump. Originally, I thought the shenanigans were later in the evenings, and I don't always make it to them. So I didn't want to jump. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I try to set it up accordingly, you know, where there was some room to do it. So, and I know we got Marty's on Tuesdays, and everybody gets to chit chat there. So I was thinking, you know, something on Thursdays where we could chit chat and bring up whatever's going on. I mean, adult oriented, whatever you want to say, within reason, of course. It's not set up for kids, and I think I've told DNA not to have anybody watch it, but it's my channel. I wanted to do something different here. Well, I appreciate that, Dave and Tad, and as you yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I could let people know. I just got to figure out how to get the live when I set it up to play on the one I set up, not have to make another one every freaking week. Oh, it's a great time. You're in the UK, Mac. Yeah, I seen you in Shenanigans earlier. I think it was Shenanigans. I've seen you somewhere today. I was trying to catch up on everybody's videos. Just like I said, Tuesday night I was sacked. That heat was bad Tuesday. But yeah. What do you mean we will be? I don't want you to behave. This is supposed to be fun. I mean, most of us are men, so we can have a little bit of fun with this, right? Hello, John Tucci. Welcome. Glad you showed up. I mean, I'm seeing most of the guys I see everywhere, so I kind of like it. What was the model's name? The 50 Merc. It's well, actually, that's a 49 Mercury. I bought the. Do I have the box lid in here anymore? It's actually a specific one because. Give me just a second. All right, everybody missed me. So I've actually bought 3 kits of this Mercury. So I had the police version because I thought I needed the lights for it. Guess I gotta bring the lights back out here, don't I? Can you see? You can't see that from over there. So, all right. So this one's a 49 Merc. It's a snap together, so you can put it all together. And I have played with it a little bit. Kind of gives you an idea what it's going to look like. Getting the camera right. So I haven't painted or anything. That was just me playing around. And then that was the first one I bought because I thought I needed those lights. Actually, it was not the first one I bought. Then the first one I bought was that resin kit you guys had seen. And then this was so I could get the lights off of it. And then I realized me and Dave were talking, and it's not the car I was looking for. So then I went out and bought this one, which is by Rebel, the 49 Special Edition Mercury. The other one's the model, the resin kit, is made after the car. It's a famous car, and Dave could tell you. Dave, you got this one? But I actually did the history on that. I talked about it on the live a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact. Yeah, because how it exchanged hands and how up till what was it, just a few years ago, the guy passed away, but the family still owns the car, and I guess it's in a museum in Virginia is what I'm thinking, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's it. The Hiro Chata. I can't even say it. The history, if you ever get a chance to read the history or go back and watch my video, there's from a couple weeks ago, I kind of explained the history a little bit on that car. It's really an interesting read if you have time to look for it on the internet. Explains everything. There's a video for it. Yeah, it was really cool because you either made hot rods or you made these cars. And anyway, after I watched it, that's when I decided to give the resin kit to Dave. I wanted somebody who would have. I just don't have the respect for it that it probably deserves. So I decided I'm going to send it to Dave and let him put it together. So because I think he'll do it the justice it deserves. So. Hi, Journal. How you doing? Yes. That was his name on the custom cars. He's still alive, I think. They're still doing stuff like that. I know that they helped remake the car when the last guy who passed away owned it. They actually grouped back up to bring the car back up to par because he bought it when he was 16 and had the car, but he had a family and everything else, and you know how that works. You don't always have money for your hobbies and projects. So, but he wanted to get it in one more competition because it won all kinds of competitions from the original owner. So he found the guys and talked to them, and they did it for free. They agreed to put the car back to its original glory. I thought it was great. Again, real interesting story. I'd watch it if you get a chance. Let's see here. I'm trying not to miss what's going on in the chat, but when those 125 kits first came out, I actually showed this to Dave. I think he's on. Maybe Shane's seen it, but George, you were talking about Oldsmobile. This was the original Oldsmobile I was going to build. I found it at the shop, but it's actually based off of the Oldsmobile Tornado, and I guess they did these special builds on the front ends and stuff. So I was like, I wanted something different. I guess I don't know what years this was before I knew what the whole. I think this is 66. What does it say here? It's not going to tell me. It kind of got different pictures of the car there. And I was originally going to do that for not the land barge, but something else. I thought it was something like that where you could do the 66 car or whatever it was. The double hood scoops. You like that? Maybe I should have taken this kit open and took the hood scoops off so I could put it on my Merc. I'm not even a Ford guy. Ford Mercury's all the same, but um, I'm mainly a GM guy. If you guys did notice the little joke in the garage picture, if you notice that it was a Ford Mustang and a Ford GT 40 sitting in the garage while the Chevelle was sitting out there just getting gas. It was kind of a punch at Rob Sale, but he didn't see it, I guess, because I've never heard from him on it. Because he's always doing the GT40s, and I'm always giving crap. So that was what I really did it for. I was like, I'm going to put those Fords in that garage and make them look like they're being worked on while my Chevelle's sitting out there front getting fuel. That was the joke, but it didn't work. That was good. Yeah, the Tornado. That Lola car show every year. Oh, are they? Dad, I get it that ABC Hobbies right there on Morgan Avenue. He's got a lot of models. Matter of fact, I've seen when I watched Marty's thing today. He was talking about that Maverick, and I know he's got a couple of Mavericks in there. And then he answered the question before I ever got to talk to him about it. But I guess he already is aware of what he can get, so he doesn't need them. But yeah, that's the only hobby shop. I don't go to the USA Hobby very often because they're mainly just like I said, they're RC cars. They have a little bit of everything, but they're mainly RCs. I mean, I went in there when I had trains and I'd ask them questions, and they're like, "Well, we're not train guys." Really? But you sell them. So, and Scott over at ABC, if you haven't been there in a while, Ted, yeah, it's still the same guy. He was the kid that worked under the other guy. He bought it out from him when he retired. So, um, he still runs it, and he's got more models than anything else. Uh, let's see here. Well, I hope you guys can't hear my wife up there doing her little oodles over somebody having a baby. Let's see. Looking for a. I don't know if he had a. Oh, I'd have to look when I go in there. I never bring my phone in there, so I never get to take any pictures of anything and say, because I hear people talking about cars. It'd be nice to show them out and say, hey, these are available there, but I mean, and I can pick them up if you need me to. Let's see. But he's got a lot of models. He does trains. He does a little bit of slot cars. Matter of fact, that's where I bought my Evolution slot car track when I first started. But he only does. He had slotted cars, but he no longer has a dealer for that, or what is it called, a distributor or whatever. I was going to find him one so he can get some more slotted in, but he does Scale Electric. He doesn't really get Carrera cars in very often. He says he likes Scale Electric better. But anyway, that's an argument for another day. But so my first two cars, other than the Sheriff and the Mustang that was in the garage, my first set of cars were all Scale Electric because that's the only place I knew to buy them. I looked on Amazon but then I was believing what he said, so I was staying away from Carrera altogether. Man, talk about making your eyes. I can't see that. That damn heart is always in the way. Your eyes water that nitro fuel. Oh, for your RC car? My son Logan was into that for a long time. He finally, I think he sold all of it off. I'm trying to catch back up. What had the 455 four barrel? You talking about the Oldsmobile? All the Oldsmobiles I ever owned were 350 rockets, but except for my 79 Calais, which was a 6-cylinder. It was I want to say, is that a 231? I think is what it was. I was a dumbass kid, and my dad gave it to me for my 17th birthday because it was his car. He bought it brand new in '79 for $7,000. Can you believe it? Leather seats, beautiful car. Anyway, Yeah, I'd put water in it one year because it had a little bit of a radiator leak. Well, I got the radiator fixed, but I didn't have. I was a kid, didn't have the money, didn't put I put the radiator back in, and I put straight water in it. Well, that winter I pushed the freeze plugs out of. If anybody knows what those are, and I just never took the time to get the money up to put the freeze plugs back in so I could drive it again. So it sat for a while, and my uncle came home from the Marine Corps. We were living with my aunt at the time, and I was out doing sales door to door. That sucked. Came back, and he had my car hauled off. It only had like a quarter-inch dent on the driver's door where somebody had opened their door and hit it. There was no rust on the car anywhere. Maybe on the inside of the bumper if you were underneath the car. But yeah, you're right. The fingers. Every brand does have its worth. I don't really. I like the Thunder Slots. I like the NSR cars for your high end cars. But honestly, I just buy cars just because I like them. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter who makes them. I got some Revo slots, and I'm not a big Revo slot fan. I've been trying to stay away from them. I know. Ooh, I'm gonna get the cross and dagger in the heart for that one. But I mean, don't get me wrong; they're beautiful cars. They're well set up, and you can do a lot with them. I guess you could say, what's that? Yeah, you thought something was wrong with your phone. Yeah, that heart gets right in your way when you're trying to read. Yeah, thunder sleds. Yeah, well, I've only got the two T70s, and then now I've ordered that Ferrari, which they say will be here tomorrow. Uh, so I'll be happy with that. I only have how many NSRs do I? I only think I only have three NSRs. One sideways. I like the sideways. Once you learn how to tame it a little bit, it's a great car. They're not mentioned very much at all anymore. Every once in a while, somebody brings them up, but yeah, I like the sideways cars. Go figure. They don't even come with a magnet, and I'm a magnet guy. uh, so yeah, what's some of the things you guys are into? I mean, that I haven't seen. I've really been trying to work on things to get my show that I actually have. I can accomplish things around here. I know for a long time I wasn't getting things done, so because I had too many projects, I was going too many directions, and you get frustrated and walk away from it. But brutal Brandon, hi, how you doing? Sorry, I'm jumping around here a little bit. Uh, it's really hard. That's the hardest part about live is trying to keep up with everybody's. It's an amazing market. I just want to drive cars, you know, have some fun with them. I know people break them down into classes and everything. Again, think I said that in the last live. I was a street car guy. I don't know anything much about racing as far as everybody gets into the numbered cars and I like F1. I have gotten into that. I did watch NASCAR for a little while and then I got out of it. Just kind of bored me. But yeah, I know I'm an American, not liking NASCAR. Hang me up by the tree now. What's that? Here, I'll move my phone back over here, camera back over here where I can talk and see what everybody's saying at the same time. Again, that's all these Thursdays are for, is just talking. I know I didn't show any videos of me doing anything with any of these cars as far as the modeling and all that stuff. Don't know why. I get started on something. I don't think about the camera at all, and I start going at it. And next thing I know, I'm like, well, I should have filmed this. I'll take a picture or something. I usually send them a picture to Dave because I've been working with him on it a little bit, and then see, I even missed a picture for him on the paint job. So I did send him a picture on the primered car, but I didn't send him one on the painted car. I was just like, kind of lost there for a second, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I agree with you, Journal. I'm kind of picky about. I don't. Sometimes it seems like you're buying all these cars and people go, "Oh, he must have some money." No, you don't. It's just I'm choosy about the cars. That's why I have more Carrera and Scale Electric than, of course, Scale Electric's expensive anymore. But I get them for about $50-$55 at ABC. But again, he's only got a handful of them, so it's not like you're getting the newer cars out there. You usually don't see those for a while at his place. He just orders as he needs them. So that's how I grew up. Well, I did grow up on bomber class cars on a round track. My uncle raced a Ford Tornado with a 351 Cleveland in it. He had two of those motors, and it was bright yellow. I think that's why I like the yellow, and that's why I have that one Torino in the NASCAR, classic NASCAR Carrera, because it reminds me of him. And he just passed away this last year. And but we used to, that's what we did. We went down there on every Saturday, Sunday. It wasn't at Tri-State. We were I lived in Illinois at that time. I can't even remember the towns we were in. But we wish that's what we were doing every weekend. When I was with my dad. Of course, my dad and mom were separated. So then the other weekends, I was out camping. Yeah, that was my original idea, was to have a little bit of every brand, just so I could say yay or nay on whether I like the cars or not. I mean, that's kind of not even a fair statement, because this car may have come out and it's a nice looking car, but it runs like crap. You got to do a lot of work to it. But then let's say the next car comes out, it's not something you like, so you don't buy it, and it could run great. So you don't really know what you get, and it's just, I think all cars have their certain place to run on the track. So, hey Daniel, how are you doing tonight? Yeah, like the Revos, Thunder Slots, or yeah, 80, 90s. 80, 90, where are you getting your cars? Yours are a little cheaper. We'll probably never know that answer, Tad. That was I originally had a plan for that one. Maybe I'll put it in place next time, but I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. Anyway, I just remembered it. I had it written down on my notes, but I left my notes in my semi this morning or this afternoon. So I'd like to get a little short track set up just for showing off. Well, like the Cobra, because my track's so big. By the time I get a camera angle that you can see the track, you really can't see the cars very well. Eventually, I plan to try and put some cameras around the layout and bring them into one monitor or something like that, where I can, switch over which camera it's at and show different angles of the cars. Plus, it'll help with filming. But we're not there yet. 300 plus or minus. Well, that's pretty good. I think I'm at 80. I want to say 89, something like, I don't know. They're just cars I liked, and some of them I don't even run. Since my track's been down and I've been messing with the build on the upper table and all that stuff, I've got probably half a dozen, a little more, almost, 3/4 of a dozen of cars that haven't even been out of the box yet. They're just sitting up there. I think I got one off AliExpress. Yeah, Shane, your guys' stuff down there in Australia is ridiculous. They really get you down there. So you're a builder, Ted. Well, what do you know? None of us knew that. Yeah, we all saw that truck. I thought you were stating the obvious. uh, it's however many cars. It's however many you want to enjoy driving. My wife, that was one of her things. She goes, "Well, how many freaking cars do you need?" I'm like, "All of them. Whichever one I want to drive, I want to own a copy of it so I can drive it." So, yeah. Well, that was my problem with buying characters because, like, if you buy, like Beetlejuice was brought up by George earlier, if I order it right now, it'll take me at least a month and a half before I see it. And so I bought the filament printer and thought I could build them in 1/32. I'm telling you, it just sucks. It does 124 fairly well, and that works out good on my layout because 124 is the humanoids and the elves are the 132. So, but what happens when I actually make some 132 elves? They're even smaller. uh, Everybody says, well, yeah, that truck and trailer was great. But let me guess, you knew what your flaws were in that truck and trailer, right? I can't remember. I'm thinking I ordered one off Alex. I'm trying to remember, but I've had to wait for a few cars. I mean, well, it's just like this Thunderslot, the Ferrari. LEB had them early. I didn't realize that when I ordered mine, but I was like, well, how come everybody's showing this car and I haven't gotten mine yet? Hadn't even gotten a thing saying it was out, ready to release or anything. So then I found out later that it was, then they sent our cars out. Those of us who ordered from Slot Car Corner sent them out Monday. I usually wait for Great Traditions and buy some of their cars with no chips. But they usually take the lights out of it and everything else. Now I have ordered the lights from them when I bought the car back, without that stuff in it, and I ordered the lights and they don't work. I put a digital chip in it, plugged them in. I got it set for it's an older my older Porsche RSR. It's got yellow on it, but anyway, the lights don't work on it. Yeah, the taillights do, but the front headlights do not. I don't know if it's in the chip, but the chip was brand new, so but anything's possible because it was man-made, right? Who's leaving? Is it dinner time? Yep. Anytime it's close to 8 o'clock, you can guarantee Shotgun's going to make dinner, have dinner. Love you, man. I mean, I know your schedule at least for dinner. Have a good night. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I mean, it's just a way to save a little bit of money, and you get a couple of cars you'd like to have, and in some cases, you can get some of the older cars. Thanks, sweetie. Hey, Gail Force, how you doing? We're just here having some fun, just talking about whatever we want to talk about. That's what this is. That's all. Really, the only reason I did this channel or this live. So, I mean, I'll try to have information. I planned on having more, but I just like to share a little bit, and then I like to just open it up so people can talk. You're doing good, huh? Anything new going on? What are you having for dinner, Dave, if you haven't left already? Or what are you cooking for dinner? He's probably already gone. I had a truck driver friend of mine call me the other day. He left a message because I didn't answer it. He goes, "Yeah, this is Joe Biden. I need to talk to you." And I'm sitting there going, I knew it was. So I called him back a little bit later and I go, "Yeah, is this Joe Biden?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Fuck you." I said, I got a beef. I got a lot of bones to pick with you, buddy. He was rolling. And I'll stripper car. Hey, that's not a bad idea. That might be a reason I would actually want to do one of those cars. Well, I mean, I'm still working on trying to find a sleigh to run with my reindeer so it can run on my track. Uh, I've got the deer, and I have to figure out the chain part of it so that they'll stay intact and not fall over. But yeah, I could do that. I'm actually thought about ordering some more of those. You guys see my Santa Claus character in the Betty episodes, but I had planned on using getting some more of those so I could cut them up for drivers because I think my driver should always have a Santa Claus because that's kind of what I'm about. So that'd be awesome. I'm still trying to make sure I successfully pull this one off. But yeah, those are a lot narrower chassis. I don't. I've watched a few of them, but the cars never interested me so much because it's just not my era. But um, yeah, that actually sounds like a great. I think it'd shock everybody. Because I could come up with some crazy ideas now. This it's kind of what's going on with my track. You're not seeing a lot of it because I'm doing some crazy things with it. Yeah, it'll be ready by Christmas, hopefully. George would love it. Would I win the Batman award that Dave won on the last one for looks? He had the Batman with the cave and everything. Santa Obsession or what? All right, the fingers, yeah, because I know you were going to watch that at 8 o'clock. I'd fall asleep if I watched it, or I'd just get angry, so I don't do that. Oh, that was Harry's Batman. That's right. You're right. It was Harry's Batman. Sorry, I misquoted that one. Yeah, I had the cape on it. I thought that was funny as hell. The fingers, have a good night. Try and stay cool tomorrow. I don't know if there's a live going on tomorrow night of any kind. I know I haven't seen anything from Boone in a while. Yeah, I can do that. I think I can come up with something for that. Hey, I got another question. Well, I got everybody here that anybody who knows who he is. Rob DeLeon. Anybody know what's going on with that guy? I have not seen anything from him. I tried asking Slot Car Daddy, and I haven't heard anything. He didn't say anything, so I just wondered if anybody else knew. No, I mean, I kind of missed his posts. I didn't know if anybody had checked up on him. I knew he said something about moving at one time. Maybe he's just not set up, but that's right. I am Santa, so y'all better behave within reason. You can look at the strippers, you can tip the strippers, but you can't take the strippers home. Okay. Otherwise, you're probably gonna get more than coal. You're gonna need it anyway because you're gonna be out on your ass in the cold when your wife finds out. Oh yeah, yeah. I got some ideas, Tad. You're gonna love some of the stuff that's coming up. I have a good side, and I have a naughty side too. Problem is, my brain works faster than I do, so. TXS. I appreciate you coming by. I don't know what TXS stands for. I'm an old man. I know what later means. Yeah. I've liked Christmas for, oh, God. It goes so far back. It was always that feeling. It wasn't really about the gifts. It wasn't really. I mean, I guess the lights and stuff was, I guess I could say the gifts was involved, but it was the excitement of it all, and people were generally friendlier to each other. Not like you see in the news now where 80 people got slaughtered at the freaking local Walmart because there was one Xbox left. I don't understand that. I did well by my kids, tried to get them the things they'd like to have, but they didn't get everything they wanted. And if I couldn't find it, or I certainly wasn't going to fight no crowds. I mean, like Walmart, it was always our last stop because we weren't buying things from Walmart necessarily. We went in there to get some new socks and underwear for pretty cheap for everybody because it was always on sale, or some movies or something like that. Walmart don't have any specials anymore. They all suck. Matter of fact, actually, there's not anything really new out in the world anymore. I mean, think about it. Alexa came out, what, 10 years, 12 years ago? It was supposed to be the next big thing. It's still not doing anything. Yeah, shut up, Alexa. But, and I've got 5 or 6 of them in the house and never did anything with them other than they control some of my lights, but that's about it. And it's my alarm clock, and it plays nice, peaceful rain sound, thunderstorm sounds when I go to sleep. See, now we're getting into talking about me again. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. My sister got one of those. I think she still has it, as a matter of fact. But I remember my mom was searching high and low for one of those darn things. I mean, it's another stuffed doll. And they weren't all that, they were kind of ugly. Live weather gadget. Yeah. I got one for my mom, and she don't even use it anymore. I used to use, something so I could talk to her without calling her on the phone. Back when phones cost you minutes and stuff, and I just drop in on her or whatever. But anyway, yeah, she don't even use it anymore. They were creepy. The Annabelle was a creepy doll because it was the Raggedy Ann doll is what it was. If anybody didn't know that. It was not the doll you see in the movies. It was a Raggedy Ann. And I don't know anybody when I was a kid that didn't have a Raggedy Ann and Andy freaking doll sitting on their bed if they had a daughter. They were everywhere. Now that you see the movie, you're kind of like, you should be scared of your childhood because you were around those things everywhere. Was there ever a Cabbage Patch Chucky doll? Yeah, there's a yeah, no, I'm not doing it. If the camera's not picking it up, I don't want to see it. No, they had a Chucky doll. Those were popular for a while because people used to buy them, uh, put them in their cars or in the back window or something. Oh well, have a good night. You're speeding out of here. See, I chased you off. Well, have a good night, Gale Force. We'll see you next time. The other day I was I pulled my truck into it was right here in Evansville, and a truck pulls in right next to me, backs up, and I kid you not, the guy had it all dressed out in Chucky. Even had the Chucky on the side of the truck, and it had the lights glowing red, and I mean it was a badass looking truck. I won't lie. I was like, damn, that guy went all out on that truck. It looked great. I mean, it was just. I think the back of it said "Don't fuck with the Chuck" or something like that. But We don't watch horror movies? That's not true. I love horror movies. I'm always looking for the one that'll actually scare me. And the last one that ever did that was... Oh, I can't remember what the name of it was. I do this every time. I think I was discussing this with Shane one night. It was the Japanese version, but it was the Conjuring movies. The first one was, oh my god, that one was bad. The Exorcist. This one was it was Sarah Michelle Gellar, I think, is the one that played in it, and she was in Japan, and she moved into this house or staying in this house. Come to find out that the wife had been brutally killed, but she was all of a sudden she would show up, with her hand came out of her head in the shower, and she would, you know, she showed up underneath her sheets one night. When I saw that sheet thing, I was actually single. I had divorced my first wife, and I was single. And I went to bed. I think I had a girlfriend over that night to watch it. We watched it, and she went home, and I went to bed, and then all of a sudden I just started thinking about the sheet thing. And I always have a fan in my room, so the fan was blowing on my sheets. I won't lie, I was actually a little chicken shit. Like, no way. Grown ass man freaking getting a little, but I loved it because it actually scared me a little bit. You just watched The Nun too. Those are some good movies. Yeah. They did that in the preview, just the trailer, and you scared the crap out of you. The Blair Witch, I watched it on Halloween the year it came out on DVD or whatever it was, and I was not amused by it. It actually kind of threw me off. I was like, because I liked the way they filmed it because you never saw anything, you just knew it was there, and but at the same time, I was like, really. I want to at least see what's causing the problem at the end of the movie. It was different, yeah, it was, and that's why I think it has had such success because you never saw what was actually happening. 1 minute there's a crew, and the next minute there's nobody but her, and then all of a sudden she's sitting in the dark, and then she's gone. They paid for those kids' college, that's for sure. Yeah, I guess people still visit that area. It's kind of become a tourist attraction, even though it never actually happened. I think that's funny, but yeah, I try to watch some of them, and then you're like, okay, this is ridiculous, you know. But then again, sometimes it's so ridiculous, you go, I gotta find out what happens. And I'm one of those guys that watches movies, and I try to figure the movie out before it ever gets done because they always play some key moments at the beginning that always tell you how the movie's going to go. My wife hates that about me. She won't watch a movie with me anymore because I know the ending. But there's some of those that they really get you, and you're like, really? It was so dumb, but it was brilliant. Does that make sense? See, we're talking about movies. We're not even talking about slot cards anymore. Well, technically we are, because some of those movies have cards in them. I mean, people have made Christine. I don't think I've seen that one, Madman. How long ago was that put out? I don't think I've known that one. But yeah, like the Cobra car is, it's movie related. One of the Ferraris I have in there by Fly was the 365 GTB4, which was supposed to be the Miami Vice car, but I messed up the paint job. Madman in the 80s. I might have to look that one up. I don't remember it. I'm thinking. Man. See, now you got me stumped. And see, my computer's right here, and I can't do anything. And then I'd say, "Oh, I use my cell phone, but I can't use it because it's my camera." That wasn't fair, Gary. Yes, Tad. That's why I actually was looking at the T70s in the first place, because it was actually a Ford car on a I forget, was it a Ford chassis that it was on? Anyway, it was a kit car on a Ford chassis, and the T70 was the closest resemblance I could find, and I wanted to get one. You had to make the Coyote. I was going to paint it red, and that was originally why I looked at the T70s in the first place, because it was the closest body style I could find to it, and because I wanted to make that car, that would have been badass. And then you got to find some rims that would work with it. I think those were center lines, weren't they? There were center line rims on that car. So, but I go back and look at it now, or watch the original trailer for it. The theme song, and it seems like that car sat kind of high. I was like, would it really be cornering like that with that height? Because I bought the Knight Rider car. I still want to make the A-Team van. I think a lot of us want to do that one. Simon and Simon. What was that one? They had the pink helicopter. Do you remember what that one was? It came on around the same time as Simon and Simon. I think it was the one after that. It was they were detectives, but then the one was a nerd guy, and they had that pink helicopter, and I think they lived on a boat. Yeah, the A-Team vans. Yeah, I've been wanting to do an A-Team van. That would be, like I said, I think everybody wants to do one of those. Actually, I think you can still buy the original model for it. I think actually ABC's got one. I'm not positive on that, but I think he does. I'll have to stop in there maybe tomorrow. My wife's she's over here doing laundry, and then downstairs she's probably going, "You're not going by that hobby store at all." Yeah, I remember the pink helicopter. It was like an old Russian Sandusky kind of thing. I don't remember what it was. But half the time it didn't work. It was always smoking real bad. I can't remember the darn show. Love Simon and Simon. All the A-Team vans are, or just all the vans in general. Let's keep right again. Yes, I would like to build a Magnum PI car. That was a Ferrari Dino. As a matter of fact, I even found a character you can print. Thomas Magnum. Yes, I watched the show. Then I could get one of those Mercedes from Heart to Heart. Remember that show? All right, who's building the Love Boat? Higgins. Yeah, Higgins was freaking great. Smoke them if you got them. Seems like I don't even know how many people are still watching this. There's only 7 of us left, and Tad and me are the ones conversating. Me, you, and Shane. Yeah, I'm not winning any awards with this live. Hey, Marty, how you doing? Love that show the other night. I don't know if you got my message. I watched it today. That was good. Yeah. We were just chit-chatting about cars and movies here lately, but you missed kind of the highlight at the beginning. But I was showing off my Cobra 49 Merc, or 50 Merc, if you want to call it that. This is kind of like a continuance from your show on Tuesdays. How's that? Just gives people a place to go and talk. We're down to, we're back up to 9. All right. We were up. I don't even know what the number was, too. I don't really care about numbers. I'm trying to remember that movie. I'm telling you. Maybe Marty knows. Do you remember the movie or the TV show came on, I think, around Simon and Simon? I think it was that it played either before it or after it. And they had the pink helicopter. And there were 2 detectives, and there was that nerdy kid. Can't remember the name of it. No. Yeah, I see that. I know what you're talking about, Gary. Yeah, it had big sharp teeth. And believe it or not, being not a Ford man, I like the old Lincoln Continentals with the suicide doors. I think, well, as y'all know, I have a lot of time at work because I'm loading or unloading. It's 3 hours loading, 4 hours unload. So that's usually when I can watch everybody's channels all the time. But there was a time there for a while I was just watching nothing but movies, and I did watch that movie. You run out of things to do because I used to just research things, and you get to a point where you're just like, okay, I'm tired of researching everything. You can get a Lincoln Continental. I wanted a Lincoln Continental because of the Matrix movies, but that was that's kind of a simple car to do. It was pure black, but I think it even had the black interior. So the Wraith. Yeah, I would love to be able to make that. That was a Chrysler. What the hell was that called? A Chrysler something or another. I loved that movie when I was back in the 80s. Matter of fact, I think it's playing on one of the channels now. I think it's on. Is it on Prime or is it on Netflix? I seen it the other day. Yeah, I probably need to call a show anyway. I wasn't planning to go 2.5 hours like I do always. It's 8:20. It's probably a good time to get this thing good. But thanks for talking with me, Tad. I'll have more content going in the future. But again, it's just something to come in here and everybody just gets to talk to each other a little bit. I agreed with what that was the one thing I definitely agreed with on Slaughter is the fact that these lives it gives everybody a chance to actually just talk to each other. So yeah, I guess, well, Marty, if you're still here, this is kind of what change the phone around. Not all that professional. This is the car I've been working on. It has nothing to do with any of the races or anything. It's a 1949 Mert, based on the Cobra movie. I'll set something like that when I get it all finished. I got the thing here and the seats. They're still primered. I got to find the right color gray. And there's a hood and hood scoop. So that's what I've been working on. I think everybody loved that movie, but it was the car that stole the movie. And then you're mad when they tore it up. You're like, why would they do that to that beautiful car? And Sylvester Stallone, he kept that car, and then it was stolen from him, and he got it back years later from an auction, and he had to go through a court system to get it back. But yeah, this has been my side project. I'm good going slow because I just got it primered and painted. Of course, like I said, the hood's still primered, but I've got the paint on the car. I haven't wired this up, but it is a rolling chassis. I didn't think I did too bad on the welds. It was better than the 132 scale I did. So, yeah, get back in there. I need to get one of the bigger blocks for the 125s, but pretty proud of that one. And then I've got a few other cars I showed earlier. This is like a 66 Oldsmobile Tornado. The Californian, they made the special hoods, front ends on it, and decked it out real cool. And let's see here. That's the wrong side. Where's the one side that has the other pictures of it? I can go back through it real quick before I get off of here. Yeah, it was just a designer car. But then I've got, like I said, I've got 3 bottles of the 49 merch, and one of them I'm sending to Dave Shotgun because he will do the justice it deserves, and he wanted one anyway, so why not give it to him? But yeah, guys, I think that's probably a good time to call it a night. And I might try to start doing the Thursday nights every week. I was doing it every 2 weeks because I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I know they do the shenanigans on Thursdays, but I thought they, like I said, I thought they were later, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't stepping on their toes, and I was trying to do it the opposite week that they did theirs. But then they had one today, so kind of threw everything off for me. But it's earlier, so they're at 4 o'clock. So I'll probably try to start doing this as long as work permits. Do it on Thursday nights, and everybody just chat. But I appreciate y'all showing up, and I hope everybody had a good time. I'll usually have more content, and hopefully I can get this figured out. Why I can set up a live and it won't play from there. I have to start another one. I haven't figured that part out yet. But guys, have a good evening, and I'll catch you in somebody else's chat somewhere. Otherwise, have a good weekend. Later.